This half kneeling landmine press is in some ways a more forgiving version of a traditional overhead press. Now, it still does a great job of getting into our shoulders and into our triceps. It integrates a little bit of core stability, but it does give us some freedom in terms of where that hand goes, whether directly overhead or a little bit in front of us, which can be good for somebody, especially if they're dealing with some sort of shoulder injury or restriction getting up overhead. Now, when we're setting this up, we do want to make sure that before we even grab the bar that we are in a good stable position. So we want to set up in this sort of 90-90 position with each foot sort of lined up with each respective hip. So we're in essentially a split squat position. So I'm driving my back knee down to the ground and I'm pushing my front foot into the ground. So those things are the things that are keeping me stable. So from there, I'm gonna line up the bar with one thigh, and then I'm gonna grab it, both hands, pick it up, and then I'm gonna line it up with the front of my shoulder. Once I'm there, I'm letting the weight pull my shoulder down away from my ear, so that gets me a little bit of tension in the lats. And then I'm gonna press, and then I'm gonna reach at the top, getting me into that overhead pressing position. So really challenging the shoulder, but also transferring some of that work into the core. So I'm always pushing hard into the ground, and then as I bring it down, I let myself come back to a little bit more upright position. So push, reach, come down under control. Now, the things that can go wrong with this movement are, the first thing that I see most often is just this super loose sort of heave-ho, trying to use momentum to get it going. We do want to make sure that we're staying solid through the body, which means pushing hard into the ground, and especially through that front foot and squeezing the back butt cheek, driving the knee into the ground to help hold everything together. There shouldn't be any movement through the body when we're doing that press, or at least very minimal movement. Now, the other thing that we want to make sure of is that we are choosing the range of motion that is appropriate for our ability right now. So sometimes getting up overhead is a little uncomfortable and maybe even not possible. And you might find that you can't fully extend the elbow. So just being a little bit more upright will allow you a little bit more freedom, which makes this movement a little more universal. Now, because we're in this half kneeling position, sometimes the urge is to rest on the thigh. So resting the hand on the thigh. Now, the thing with that is that it takes away from some of the core stability challenge. So make sure to keep the hand out of the equation. We're using our feet to stay stable. And that ties into using our core. We want to make sure that we are making sure that our core or our rib cage is down and we're sort of pushing into the ground and we're poke ready. So in other words, if somebody was to come along and try to poke you in the stomach, you could resist it. You'd be bracing to stop that. And that ensures a good, strong core position that allows us to press big weights in good positions. And if we do that, that carries over really well into, again, more traditional barbell pressing, whether it be even a flat press, but especially the barbell overhead press, where that usually is a common issue that a lot of people struggle with. All right, hopefully that helps. Good luck.